Disclaimer. Despite this being a video about the Nintendo Switch 2, I do not want this video to have a comment section that's the equivalent to a war zone. Please be respectful in this comment section. For the love of God. Please. Also, game key cards suck. So since it's been a month since the Nintendo Switch 2 launch and a half, I think now is an appropriate time for me to talk about it. And since I've been an owner of the original Nintendo Switch since Christmas of 2017, I feel like now is the right time to talk about it. Starting with the console itself, I just think it's alright. So we get bigger Joy-Cons that function as a mouse, 120 FPS, bigger gigabyte storage, full backwards compatibility with the original Switch, and a bigger and nicer 7.9 LCD screen. Also, it's about as powerful as an Xbox Series S or a Steam Deck. Okay, the Steam Deck part might actually be wrong. Which is really cool because this is their first time since the GameCube where they prioritized power. But most people who play on Nintendo consoles don't really play for power, they mostly play for the exclusives. And speaking for exclusives, there's a lot of them this time. And from that Nintendo Direct, there was a bunch. Mario Kart World could have been one of the best Mario Kart games with free roam and knockout tour. Donkey Kong Bonanza is pretty much the Bowser part from Odyssey. We got more info on Metroid Prime 4 and Legends EA. Kirby Air Riders looks fantastic, and we got the Duskbloods, Silk Song, and Deltarune in that Direct. And also, I'd hate to be a bum and all, but like, the Switch 2 editions for certain games are kinda pointless. It's cool that some of these games are getting DLC, but these should have been on the original Switch. Also, what's the point in making like the 4K ones that are already backwards compatible? Oh boy. Now it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. The prices. So the Nintendo Switch 2 itself is $450, which is fine. $500 if you get it in the bundle, which I recommend if you don't want to get Mario Kart World for its egregious pricing. Donkey Kong Bonanza is $70, and Mario Kart World... What were they thinking? Why would you make the family game Mario Kart $80? And no, Cody's mom does not excuse it. And another thing. How do you go from having your best year, which was quite literally a year ago, to releasing games $80 on your mascot's 40th anniversary? And trust me when I say it, Mario is not the only victim of the overpriced slaughter. They got Kirby, and they got Zelda. They're also victims of the $80 slaughter. And all the accessories are also overpriced. The Joy-Cons are about $100 and have stick drift still. The Pro Controller is overpriced, the Amiibos are overpriced, and the camera is overpriced. You know two other things I find really stupid? Breath of the Wild is 8 years old and is $70 on the Switch 2. And you want to know something I find really idiotic? You gotta pay for a tutorial app. Aren't those supposed to be free? I recall if you buy a PS5, it will directly have Astro's Playroom for free on there. I swear, this is Mr. Krabs level greedy. Also, you want to know another thing I have problems with about the Switch 2? Game key cards. So with game key cards, they are the license to download a game, and you need to go to Nintendo's servers online to download them. Not only are these anti-consumer, it's basically saying you don't actually own the game, but a license. A license to play the game that can be revoked at any moment. And when the servers go down, these game key cards are pretty much useless. And some good news, not all games will be game key cards. Most of the first party ones will be on the cartridge. So, now it's time for my overall thoughts on the Switch 2. I think it's a decent console, but it's just let down by Nintendo shooting themselves in the foot. And also being able to brick your Switch if you mod it. What are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2? Tell me in the comments, please. Have a nice day to whoever's watching this video. And also, screw whoever troglodyte decided game key cards were a good idea. I'll see you guys next time.